Welcome to the Global Pulse, a short video series where our experts break down a trending topic in international business and why it matters to you.
So, we've heard so much in the last couple of weeks about COVID-19 and the coronavirus that I was kind of curious to see how the official messaging intended for an internal country audience differed from country to country. And so I did a little survey of what was available in the news media, and I used the framework of Hofstede's cultural dimensions to kind of frame this. So Hofstede's cultural dimensions theory has 6 different dimensions. There are 3 that I thought were most relevant here. The first is individualism, which scales a collective approach versus a me-centered approach. Uncertainty avoidance, which looks at the relative need for rules and systems to guide daily life, as opposed to trying something which is new and different. And then a long-term orientation, which emphasizes a pragmatism at one end of the spectrum, and it's basically takes the long view on a situation. So, for example, when I looked at China and South Korea, these are 2 countries which are highly collectivistic and have long-term orientation that reflects their pragmatism. Official comments reflect this culture. So President Xi of China said, quote, "The battles to defend Hubei province and Wuhan should be well fought and measures should be taken to contain the spread of the outbreak." Obviously quite consistent with their quarantine of the whole city. President Moon of Korea emphasized that, quote, "the entire people must wage an all-out concerted response." Again, the collectivistic approach. Japan, by contrast, is somewhat less collectivistic than its Asian neighbors. And Shigeru Omi, head of the Japan Community Healthcare Organization, reflected this in his comments. Quote, "We strike the balance. On one hand, we have to respect the human right of the movement of people, etc., but on the other, give focus to the public interest." So Italy and the United States have a more individualistic approach, a more me-centered approach, and this is evident in comments from the CDC director, quote, "The American public needs to get on with their normal lives." Above average scores in uncertainty avoidance, again, emphasize the need for rules and systems, and comments from a health minister in Brazil emphasize this. It says, "We will get through this situation investing in science, research, and clear information." So I just thought it was interesting to see how the words that were selected were very consistent with what the internal culture is of the country, and give us something to think about as we hear these words reported in the media.